I don't think
Okay.
I've been shocked since that has happened. Like, does this shock me?
No, it doesn't shock me. Does it shock you?
No, no,
I can tell you right
no.
now, unless you guys have some sort of incredible agreement, someone that's with you for 9 years that hasn't proposed, that isn't begging you to get married. Again, some
Well,
people
Ariana has always said, I mean, that's another thing to your point. Ariana has said, like, I don't want to get married.
all right,
And so,
fair enough.
like, they had differences of that apparently, and differences of like their views on children. And it's like, yeah, it
Everything,
does, right? It
apparently.
doesn't shock me, right?
No, it doesn't shock me at all. Most people, because we're probably pre-programmed by society, want to get married. They do, even though, 50% will get divorced. I don't know if I'll be married 5 years. I love my husband. I love my schman, but who knows? But this relationship to me, it's dragged on and on and on. It's not shocking. To your point, thank you for saying that, because there are way bigger things. And I mean, I just said a prayer while you were saying that, like, may God protect all of our listeners and us, like always, always, always.
Yes.
That's all I want. Like, I want all our listeners and us to be safe. Um, so you're right. Like, but it has been nonstop. My feed has been fucking stop with this stupidness and people coming for Andy Cohen, like, insensitive. Who cares? Who cares? This Andy's, of course, loving this. This has ensured multiple more seasons of Vanderpump Rules. But no, is this that shocking? No. And when you go back and see all the pictures of Raquel and Tom, I don't know, hanging out, promoting things flirtily, it's like, okay, is this that big? Like, I'm not shocked. I'm sorry. I'm not.
I mean, yeah. And like, okay, before we get into Tom and what I think is a midlife crisis, and I have a word narcissist that I want to throw around, like, I do have a lot to say, guys. It's
Oh,
not
all
like
right. All
I
right.
don't.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, so I guess what I wanted to start with the housekeeping of, like,
That's good. I
okay,
appreciate
we're getting to this, but those are the emergencies that I would like. I mean, when something happens to one of our listeners like that, we could have an emergency episode and have a vigil and lend our support. This wasn't that. It's a big deal, I guess. First of all, before I even get into that, why are people saying that Andy Cohen, to what extent that he's insensitive? Like, I don't even know. Like, why are they saying this?
Well, I don't know. Was Ariana or Raquel on Watch What
Watch what
Happens Live
happens.
recently?
Sheena and Raquel were. That's apparently the night that Sheena punched her in the face. She punched her in the face.
People thought that Andy was, like, insensitive, I guess, about some comment that he made to them, like, on Watch What Happens. I
Well,
think it was
nobody
just,
knew about it at the time.
yeah, exactly. I think it's more like people feel like Andy's basking in all this drama, that Andy knows more than he's, like, letting on. I don't know if Andy knows more than he's letting on or not. Do you? I mean, I think Andy's sitting at home like, oh my God, this is ratings fucking gold. Like, I have the greatest producer luck of anyone on the planet. Like, God has touched my producer.
Although, like, he doesn't have a piece of VPR. Like, he's not the producer.
Oh, he's not?
No, Lisa is. Lisa is. So let's get into that in a few minutes.
Oh, well, she's
Look,
loving it.
it's certainly good for a network that has seen better days. You know what I mean? Now, but this
Well,
is why.
and the show. I mean, haven't we said multiple times on this podcast, this season was it? This was make or break. If it wasn't, I mean, it's made it. So we're all good. But
Listen, Sarah, a few weeks ago, I apologized. Before this, I want everyone to go back and listen. I think it was like the week of the 27th. Yes, the week of the 27th of February. I did a formal apology before any of this to Vanderpump Rules, because this was, to me, the best show that was ever on Bravo. Really, this really was. And then we had, I think season 8 was horrible and season 9 was horrible. And this year, I thought it was great even before this. That's my opinion. So I apologize. You said you never really got into it, but this, Sarah, let's rewind before we get to let's rewind. Okay. This is a show, like, with all this fake shit, with this Robin who doesn't even talk about this alleged affair that Juan had, and Atlanta is a bunch of bullshit, and the OC. It's like we have so many franchises where we are getting watered down fluff. Back in the day, you had the royalty the king and queen of Vanderpump Rules, Stassi and Jax. Now, we knew Jax was a dog. We knew Jax stuck his dick into everything. I mean, Laura Lee blew him in the damn bathroom at SUR. However, Jax, at one point, the height of it, was accused of sleeping with his best friend, Tom Sandoval, the same Tom that we're talking about, his best friend's girlfriend, Kristen Doty. There was this rumor that Jax cheated on Stassi and slept with his best friend Tom's girlfriend, Kristen. And Kristen also happened to be best friends with Stassi. That is so incestuous. And they denied it. And they denied it. And they denied it. And then guess what? Seasons later, it's actually true. Then Stassi slapped Kristen in the face. But it was true. Oh my God. And then Tom and Kristen break up. And then Tom then starts dating Ariana, who he already knew and had a flirtation. So this is all so incestuous right to begin with. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
And then you have this newbie, this British punk named James Kennedy that knows Lisa. So he's going to come on and he's probably has a girlfriend down the street. No, he starts dating Kristen, the one that just slept with Jax that Tom broke up with. So now James, this newbie punk, is now in the mix with someone else's ex. And somehow Tom and him are buddies. Nobody cares. And Tom and Jax are still friends. And Kristen and Stassi get over it. So for all this fake shit, this is why, Sarah, maybe you now see, this is why this was so great, like in the day, because it was just organic that this group, no one was, look, you can say to someone, like, I mean, Misha Barton, it recently came out, her manager or agent at the time said you should sleep with Leonardo. She was 18, he was like 40, that you should sleep with this guy for your career. So it's like, right. Yeah. So like the producers, you know, they tap, as Kim likes to say, and Catherine Edwards says, attaboy. And they can suggest things to you, but I don't think the producers can openly say, go and fuck that person so we can have a storyline. So this was happening, true fucking of all your friends and your ex-friends and affairs right before our very eyes, all within a group of like 9 strong personalities. It was so, you couldn't script this gold. It was gold. Seasons 1 through 7, and then 8 and 9 were trash. And this season, I thought before this, we still got back to some of the core, but now with this, like, this is vintage VPR. So as I say this with a smile on my face, not wishing harm upon anyone, how can you, like, of all the, Tom can go stick his dick into anyone else if he wants to cheat on Ariana. You have to do it with Raquel, who's on the show. And by the way, Raquel was just dating James, the same British punk I just described, who was fucking Kristen. And I mean, you pick someone in the group? Like, this is like history repeating itself. So this, Sarah, to answer your question, is why I said Vanderpump Rules is the best show that ever was on Bravo. And now this is it. This is it. Everyone is complaining about all the fake shit and Robin, why didn't you tell us? And we will never see Legacy on our TV screens. And now we have Atlanta with